All right, so you want to talk ninjas.
Always up for that.
And you want to talk open world.
Even better.
Well, get ready, because we're diving deep into Game Rant's 5 best open world games to play as a ninja.
A ninja deep dive. Sounds intriguing. What secrets of stealth and shadows are we uncovering today?
Oh man, this list is stacked. And we're not just talking about, like, button mashing here. This is about really embodying that ninja spirit.
Ah, I see. The stealth, the skill, the silent but deadly approach.
Exactly. Navigating a world that is, ripe for the taking.
I'm already hooked. There's just something so captivating about that ninja fantasy.
Right. And it's interesting how these games take this, centuries-old concept and weave it into such wildly different settings.
It really speaks to the enduring allure of the ninja, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So first up, we've got a game that might surprise some folks. Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Interesting choice. I wouldn't have pegged it as a ninja haven at first glance.
Right. I mean, sure, it's got swords and shadows, but Ninja Central. Tell me more.
That's the beauty of Elden Ring, though, right? It doesn't scream ninja on the surface, but beneath that deceptively familiar, Souls-like exterior lies a haven for stealthy, agile builds. It's all about how you leverage that deep customization system.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit. What kind of builds are we talking? Paint me a picture.
We're talking about maximizing speed and dexterity. Think light armor, katanas, of which there are a delightful variety, by the way.
They're always katanas.
Always. And then ashes of war that emphasize swift strikes, evasion. There's even a dedicated stealth stat.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, it allows you to actually vanish, into tall grass or behind cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to revisit Elden Ring, I think.
You totally should. It's a completely different way to experience the game.
Yeah.
Imagine this. You're exploring a crumbling ruin, right? Sunlight filtering through the crumbling stone.
Yeah.
And suddenly a 3-meter-tall monstrosity lumbers into view.
Oh, no, thank you.
Right. So do you charge in sword swinging?
Not if I want to live.
Exactly. Not if you're channeling your inner ninja. You study its movements, you exploit its weaknesses, and then you deliver a flurry of precise, deadly blows before it even knows what hit it.
See, now, that's what I'm talking about. The satisfaction of a perfectly executed ambush. Especially against those Elden Ring bosses.
Oh, absolutely. It's chef's kiss.
Yes.
But it's not just about the mechanics, right? It's the mindset. You have to think like a ninja, prioritize agility, cunning over brute force. It's a completely different way to experience Elden Ring, and frankly, it's exhilarating.
It does sound kind of amazing. Okay, from one sprawling world to another, let's talk about the Elder Scrolls Third, Morrowind.
A true classic.
This game is a classic for a reason. I'll fully admit my memories are a bit foggy. How does that ninja fantasy take shape in this corner of Tamriel?
So what sets Morrowind apart, at least when we're talking about, living out your ninja dreams, is its weapon system. Specifically, its dedication to the art of the katana.
Okay, so we're going deep on katanas this episode. I'm here for it.
Oh, we're just getting started. And we're not talking about a one-size-fits-all approach in Morrowind.
Okay.
We're talking about a nuanced spectrum here, from your basic steel katana for beginners to the legendary Daedric artifact, Gold Brand.
Hold on. Daedric artifact.
Yeah.
You're getting to back up and define that one for those of us who need a quick refresher course on our Elder Scrolls lore.
My apologies, of course. So the Daedric artifacts, these are some of the most powerful and often dangerous weapons in all of Tamriel.
Okay, those are not to be trifled with.
No, they're created by the Daedric princes, these godlike beings that rule over their own planes of existence, and each artifact is infused with their unique essence.
So it's like a little piece of godlike power you're wielding.
Exactly.
That's intense.
Yeah, and in the case of Goldbrand, we're talking about Bothia, the Daedric prince of deceit, treachery, and lot. Well, let's just say she appreciates a good katana.
So not your average Etsy purchase, then?
No, definitely not.
Got it. But back to being a ninja, because it's not all about the blade, right?
Absolutely not. Morrowind complements its impressive arsenal with robust stealth and illusion magic systems.
Okay, that's more like it.
Imagine this. You're navigating the Ashlands, volcanic ash raining down around you.
Sounds delightful.
Right. And you spot a group of bandits harassing a pilgrim. Do you storm in, announcing your presence?
I mean, depends on if I have my trusty Daedric katana equipped or not.
Fair point. But for our ninja purposes today, let's say, do you use your illusion magic to cloak yourself? Slip past their defenses and silently dispatch them with a series of well-placed throwing knives?
Okay, now that's strategic thinking. And exactly the kind of ninja mastery this deep dive is all about.
Right.
But it sounds like it takes a certain kind of gamer to really appreciate those nuances.
You're not wrong. Morrowind is notorious for its unforgiving nature and intricate mechanics. But for those willing to delve into its depths, it offers a truly rewarding and deeply immersive ninja experience.
You've convinced me. Morrowind is officially back on my to-play list. From high fantasy and ancient artifacts, let's jump into something a little grittier. Game Rant describes Kenshi as a, gruesome post-apocalyptic RPG.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, not exactly the first setting that screams ninja hideout, but I'm intrigued. What makes this world so special for our stealthy warriors?
Well, you know how much we love a good genre mashup? Well, Kenshi takes the ninja fantasy and throws it into a blender with Mad Max.
Oh, wow, okay.
Adds a dash of samurai cinema for good measure.
Okay.
And the result is a brutally beautiful world where survival is paramount. And those honed ninja skills, they're not just cool, they're essential.
We were talking less mystical warrior and more desperate measures for desperate times.
Exactly. Imagine, if you will, you're scavenging for scraps in a desolate wasteland, the wind whipping around you.
Okay, getting the picture. It's bleak.
And suddenly, a pack of starving bandits emerges from the dust cloud on the horizon.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Never a good sign.
Right. You're outmatched, outgunned, or are you? And this is where Kenshi's character progression system shines. You can train your character in, a multitude of skills, but stealth and swordsmanship, those are the name of the game if you really want to embody that ninja spirit.
It's giving live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
But with way more dodging and silent takedowns.
Oh, absolutely.
Gamerant mentioned something about the game's aesthetic too. It leans into that Eastern influence.
Yes, absolutely. You'll find katanas among the, rusted blades and makeshift weapons, and the clothing, while weathered and torn, it often reflects those classic ninja designs.
Right.
And I think it adds a layer of visual storytelling, don't you think?
For sure.
Like these survivors clinging to existence, they're drawing inspiration from these legends of these silent warriors who navigated their own treacherous landscapes.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's that extra layer of depth. The way those visual cues feed into the overall narrative, it really elevates the experience. But you mentioned something earlier that's been itching at the back of my mind. Did you say something about fire rain?
Ah, yes. Yes. In Kenshi, it's not just the wildlife and the warring factions you have to worry about. The environment itself is out to get you.
Oh, great.
And I mean that literally.
Oh, no, this does not sound good.
One of the many hazards you'll face are these periods where the sky itself opens up and fiery debris rains down upon the earth.
Okay, that's officially metal. So how does your inner ninja handle a meteor shower, preferably without getting barbecued in the process?
Careful planning and even more careful execution.
I would imagine so.
You'll need to find shelter, obviously. But those moments of environmental chaos, they also present unique tactical opportunities. Imagine using the cover of a firestorm to slip past a heavily guarded outpost or leading a group of enemies into a fiery demise.
All right, talk about turning up the heat on your opponents. Okay, Kenshi sounds intense, almost too intense. Let's switch gears and talk about a world that's a little more familiar. I'm talking, of course, about the neon-drenched streets of Night City in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Now, when I think Cyberpunk, I think high-tech, augmentations, maybe some questionable fashion choices. But ninjas aren't exactly the first thing that come to mind. Convince me.
But that's where Cyberpunk 2077 subverts expectations.
Right.
It takes that classic ninja archetype and throws it headfirst into this world of chrome and cybernetics. And remember how we talked about choice being a key ingredient in these open world ninja experiences? Well, Cyberpunk 2077 takes it to a whole new level.
We're not just talking about which katana to equip here, are we?
Well, we are talking katanas because who doesn't love a good katana, even in the year 2077? But we're also talking mantis blades, monowire whips, cybernetic enhancements that let you move like a phantom through the urban jungle.
Okay, see, now you're speaking my language.
Right.
Stealthy style. It's giving me serious cyberpunk ninja assassin vibes.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just about looking cool, right?
Right.
Does Cyberpunk actually deliver on the gameplay front?
Absolutely. The game offers a surprising amount of flexibility when it comes to combat.
Yeah.
You can go in guns blazing, of course. But where's the fun in that? The real magic happens when you embrace the shadows.
Let's talk tactics. What's a day in the life of a cyberpunk ninja look like?
Okay, so imagine this. You've been contracted to eliminate a high-profile target, some corporate shark holed up in a heavily guarded penthouse.
Okay, it's getting real.
Do you storm the front gates, guns blazing?
I mean, it sounds pretty exciting, but...
It does.
Yeah.
But not if you want to live to see another sunrise in Night City.
Good point.
You hack into the building systems, you disable the cameras, maybe even turn the security turrets against their owners.
It was getting spicy.
And then, using a combination of, like, stealth, parkour, and your trusty monowire, you navigate the building's shadows, picking off guards one by one until you reach your target.
Sounds like a delicate dance between strategy and skill. What happens when, things inevitably go sideways?
That's when those cybernetic enhancements really come into play. You can slow down time, dodge bullets, even turn invisible for these, like, short bursts.
Come on.
It's awesome.
That's incredible.
It's like this high-stakes ballet of death, all set against a backdrop of neon lights and synthwave beats.
Sign me up. And for our final game, we're journeying to feudal Japan, a setting, come on, practically synonymous with ninjas. Let's talk Ghost of Tsushima. This game has been hailed as like the ultimate samurai fantasy.
Oh, for sure.
But where does the ninja element come into play?
Right. So in Ghost of Tsushima, you play as Jin Sakai, this seasoned samurai warrior caught in the brutal invasion of Tsushima Island by the Mongol Empire.
Oh, man.
And he's faced with these overwhelming odds and, like, this code of honor that feels increasingly inadequate.
I bet.
So Jin has to embrace this new path, this path of shadows and subterfuge, the path of the ghost.
I see what they did there with the title.
Yeah.
So how does the game actually weave those, like, ninja elements into the gameplay?
Well, Ghost of Tsushima masterfully blends its, like, stunning open world.
It is a beautiful game.
It is gorgeous with this combat system that rewards both direct confrontation and strategic stealth.
Okay.
So as Jin, you can challenge enemies head-on, engaging in these exhilarating sword duels beneath a canopy of autumn leaves.
So cinematic.
Right. But you can also choose to, like, become a phantom. You can slip through the tall grass. You can pick off enemies with kunai and grappling hooks, utilizing fear as your greatest weapon.
From honorable samurai to master of fear tactics.
Yeah.
That's quite the transformation. I imagine that must weigh heavily on Jin's conscience.
Precisely. The game doesn't shy away from exploring the psychological toll of Jin's journey, as he embraces the ways of the ghost, adopting tactics considered dishonorable by, like, samurai tradition. He's grappling with the duality of his actions.
Yeah, for sure.
Is he betraying his heritage to save his people? Or is he becoming the very thing he swore to destroy?
Heavy stuff. And it sounds like Ghost of Tsushima uses its gameplay to really hammer home those themes of, like, internal conflict and moral ambiguity.
Exactly. It's not just about, mastering the tools and techniques of a ninja. It's about understanding the mindset.
Right.
The sacrifices required to walk that path. It's about making difficult choices with lasting consequences and ultimately deciding what kind of warrior, what kind of legend you want to be remembered as.
Okay, I'm getting chills. From the brutal pragmatism of Kenshi to the, like, sleek, futuristic assassinations of Cyberpunk 2077, and now this deep dive into honor, duty, and the shadows of feudal Japan.
Oh.
We've covered some serious ground here. What a list.
And it's a testament to the enduring power of the ninja fantasy, wouldn't you say?
100%.
This archetype, born centuries ago in the mountains of Japan, continues to captivate our imaginations, finding new life and meaning in virtual worlds both familiar and fantastic.
Absolutely. So to our listener out there, the one who sent us on this thrilling quest for the ultimate open world ninja experience, which world calls to you? What kind of ninja will you become? Will you embrace the shadows and the lands between? Will you dance with death in the ashlands of Morrowind? Or will you become a phantom legend in the time of the samurai? The choice, as always, is yours.